First of all, I really enjoy the journey between the discography of Cigarettes After Sex. So, in general, where does the inspiration come from? Maybe you took a specific topic, or maybe the life itself is the inspiration.
Oh yeah, it's for me. It's always my personal life, and it's always romance for me. Is like the most inspiring thing. Just love songs is like what I love to write the most. So I just try to take whatever, it's kind of like a journal almost the way that I try to write songs. Where something that happened to me, I try to write that down as faithful to the event as I can, pretty much.
Taking aside the part of the lyrics, the inspiration, this feeling, the instrumental part, it's always creating a lot of atmospheres that plays a lot with the feelings, with the sentiment. So in this new album, X, in a very personal way, blends dream pop with 90s warmth and pop warmth and 70s dance floor maybe. So what inspired you to explore these different sonic textures on this album?
Yeah, I kind of thought that the way that the music for Cigarettes After Sex works is it's really based on the backbeat and the groove. And so the first kind of stuff we've done was really based on kind of like late 50s, like early 60s, like that kind of pop groove from that era, like Everly Brothers or like even like Ricky Nelson or something like that. And so I kind of did that for a while. And I thought this record should sort of change that up and evolve the groove a bit. And this time out, it's like I wanted to channel more, maybe like Marvin Gaye, like I Want You, or even something like you just said, like 70s kind of dance floor. Even kind of like the Bee Gees were like an influence on this, like More Than a Woman or something like that. I just thought that that groove would just give us like enough difference from the last stuff and kind of would be something interesting to do this time and give the music a different feeling. Make it a little dancier too,
In this kind of inspiration, Marvin Gaye, it's always like sounds or music that feels very close to ourselves, to be with someone else. So your music often touches the themes of love, sensuality, melancholy. So how do you keep these recurring themes feeling fresh and relevant in each new album?
Yeah, that's a great question. I guess it's funny that I guess I've had different relationships over the course of all the records. I mean, it has been a while now. I think the first album we did was 2012, and now it's 2024. So, but really, it's just that I feel like if I live my life romantically and I am honest and allow myself to love people and allow them to love me, then it seems like that is what creates the songs. And even if that wasn't there, even if there was a period of loneliness, I would still find something to write about. So I just think you have to find that stuff to be a good writer.
You mentioned a lot of not only this new album in your entire discography that there are like very own experiences, own stories. So in Excess, you mentioned there are rooted in specific memories and places. So how did you balance nostalgia and pure passion with creating something new and fresh for your audience?
I think it was that it was, I thought, well, I'm changing the grooves around. Like, there's more like a 70s vibe. There's even like a Tano vibe on a few songs, which that was like a new influence that we haven't ever used with cigarettes before. And something that I thought would be kind of unexpected for the listener and for myself as well. But yeah, it was really just that, just like sort of let me tell like honest stories, let me just paint a picture in someone's mind where they see like a little movie playing in their mind when I sing these songs. And I try to just go as far into those memories as I can, like the song Tawny Blue, it starts off in New York and it kind of takes place in Miami as well. And I just kind of, when I hear that song, I think of those memories and they're so vivid, like the memories I shared with that person. And I try to do that like across all the songs. I try to think, like, try to picture something in my mind and then write about it so specifically that the listener is going to see some kind of movie in their mind.
In this journey of the new album, my favorite songs are Dark Bacay and Baby Blue Movie because
Yeah.
I feel it's like you told me, like the beat, like the feeling is like more not faster, maybe more alive, more
Hmm.
warm. So
That's great.
what's the background between these changes in the beat in the entire discography?
Yeah, that's great that you noticed that. Because actually, this record, I really wanted to change the groove around a bit and make everything kind of more produced, for lack of a better word, like tighter. Because the way we used to record is we used to just go into a room and do it the old-fashioned way, like just pretty much live. So that made the groove a certain way. But in this record, I thought, okay, let's kind of play on top of like a loop, like kind of like a disco idea. And then I put the drums in later, and they kind of matched that loop. And that was meant to make everything, like I said, just kind of groove in a tighter way, like a more modern groove. And that gives it kind of like maybe more of like an R&B kind of sound or something like that, or just, you might just say it's a tighter groove, but I actually wanted this record to just get people's heads moving more and potentially get them out on the dance floor, like you were saying.
In preview interviews, I read like you really enjoy to watch the people meanwhile you are playing. So in this case, you really want to watch all these head movements on the public.
That'd be great, yeah. It's funny, like, I wish this would happen. This would never happen, but and it's happened before a long time ago, cigarettes, like back in like 2011 or something crazy, 2012. But I really love like when a band is playing and everyone's just dancing. That's so amazing. It doesn't really happen with us because people just want to watch us and sing along, and maybe it's not that kind of band to them. But it's happened before. It's like a very old-fashioned thing. And it'd be nice if like there was a show and just everyone was just dancing, like slow dancing together. Like I would love that.
I believe that your music is always transcending between new fans, old fans, and maybe the life itself. And for me, it's a pretty good way to leave a legacy, to transcend. So, beside the music, what do you do in your daily life to leave a legacy?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. Yeah, I suppose it's that, like what I was saying earlier. It's just trying to live a life that's adventurous and romantic, trying to be very grateful in my life for, all the beauty that's around me. I've always kind of been that way. And, just treasuring everything wonderful in my life and seeking out new things, seeking out adventure, seeking out romance, seeking out all these things. And then it feels like if I live that way, then I can write about what I've been through. And that'll be honest and and it'll be powerful because I'm writing about something that really happened, So I think that's the legacy. What I'm trying to leave is just let me just kind of find the joy of life and then write about it. And then that can show other people, beautiful things that are inside them or things that they want from their own life and things like that. And that's what great music, I think, does. That's what great music did for me as well. It just showed me kind of, what was possible in life and what was possible in emotions and feelings.
It's like pure, honest emotions to take your music and enjoy it. And I believe that Cigarettes After Sex, it's like a big duality between the sound and the visual part. So given the cinematic quality of your music, do you envision specific scenes or imaginary when you are writing, especially in this album? Because I really enjoy that part because, like you said, Excess is like more work on the studio, but that reflects on our visual part. So how do you choose this visual part in your work?
And the visual thing is, like I was saying, it's if I can do it, I'll write exactly like what happened with someone. Like for instance, like a song like Hey that we've done in the past. That song is just true to life, like everything in that song is a real thing. It's like I'm telling a story to somebody about something that really happened to me. And It's All In Is Gonna Hurt You Baby is pretty much the same thing, where I'm telling the story of exactly what happened. And if I get lucky, I can do that. A song like Hideaway does that on the record, and Tone Blue is pretty much that. It's a little more surreal, but it is like true stories. So I just find that, and then sometimes I can tell the story exactly how it is, and sometimes I have to embellish it, make it dreamier. And then sometimes it's more of a, I would call it like screenwriting, which is like a song like Kiss It Off Me or Bubblegum, like those kind of songs, where I just sort of have an image in my mind and have like a feeling, and then I create like a story around that didn't really happen to me, but something that I think is interesting or that has like an atmosphere to it that suits the style of the band,
Greg, what's the difference between Cigarettes After Sex in the studio and in a live act?
It's probably like, I was saying this, it's strange because in the studio it's meant to be very mellow, like as relaxed as possible. It's dreamy. It's, I try to make it, and it's always at night, and it's always like sort of like how how like romantic, how relaxed can we make the music sound? That's like what the feeling is in the when we're recording. But live, it feels like there's like this hysteria to the audience, and so it becomes like more of like a rock show live. And I actually really like that because it's like a duality between, kind of like the records, which are music that people put on to go to sleep even, and stuff like that. People like put on Cigarettes After Sex albums to relax, or if they're being romantic or something like that. But it feels like live, like the audience is so passionate about these songs that they sing really loud, they'll cheer really loud, and it becomes more like a kind of like a wild rock show. And so there's more adrenaline in the live show for sure, and it feels amped up or something like that. But I really love that. I really love like that there's two different kind of things. There's the relaxed kind of cigarettes that you get on record, and you go see it live, and it's more like the pop kind of rock elements of these songs come out in the front more.
Yeah, it's like it's difficult to attach these feelings on one take, on one session in the studio. So when you're playing alive, it feels like more, yeah, like I said, alive, nerd.
Yeah, I like that too because I've seen other groups that like play very mellow music, and then their shows will be really mellow too, and that's kind of nice. Like I like that as well. But I like that we can kind of transform, and our show becomes more like a rock show because it feels there's just something beautiful about that kind of rock concert energy, or like a concert energy that I've always loved since I was a kid. And like when I grew up, I was going to like metal shows. I was going to see like Megadeth and Pantera and like White Zombie and stuff like that. So I'm always gonna have like this affection for like kind of like a rock concert feeling.
Yeah, it's pretty the power of the live music. And talking about live music, your next visit to Mexico is approaching. So Mexico is a country known for its passionate and expressive audience. How do you prepare performances here, where the emotional connection with your music is so strong?
That's true. Like we have some of our greatest fans in Mexico. We always have too. It's really like an incredibly passionate fan base, the Mexican fan base for cigarettes. And same thing. I feel like I've got a sense of what songs they like and things like that, and that's exactly what I want to do for this show in Mexico City is play those songs that everyone loves and just share that together with that audience. And same thing. I want our shows to feel like kind of like a movie theater meets a rock concert. And so that's kind of the two things that I want. Like it's sort of like it's a dreamy movie and a rock concert all together in one.
I have two more questions, Greg. I think it's the trickiest ones. So for those who don't know Cigarettes After Sex yet, what would be the best song to enter into your discography?
Yeah, let's see. I could say a different answer every day, but right now I think I would say Sweet. It's on my mind recently, and that song just seems to kind of do everything that we're known for. It's a song that's like a little dirty. It's like has sexuality in it, but it's really just a true deep love song, and it really is just grateful for having love. And the melody I think is very typical of us, and kind of the guitar solos. And so I think Sweet is a nice entry point for us.
By the way, I really love the sound of your guitar. It feels perfectly in each sound. So
that's great. Thanks a lot.
And finally, Greg, describe me Cigarettes After Sex in 3 words.
Let's see. It's interesting because the band name kind of does it on its own, but I'll just say I'll just say classic love songs. That's what Cigarettes After Sex is supposed to mean. It's just really classic love songs. That's what it's all about.